Hello, hello, hello. This is Tom from Tom and Ruth Philippine Adventures. Today I want to talk about, it's really a part two to USCIS program that they're actually going to try to start. And I just kind of want to give everybody kind of updates on this particular one. I actually did some more research and I looked at it. So any new immigrants actually coming to the United States or anybody in the United States want to change status, this new rule goes into effect. And it's official as of October the 15th. It went official from 60 days from August the 14th. So 60 days from now, from August 14th, this rule will go into effect. Now what it is anybody that's coming in from immigration from anywhere in the world, they're going to have, they're actually going to have to do a reevaluation on it. And what they're doing is, so anybody that's coming to the United States, they're going to take a look at your education, you're going to take a look at your wealth, your age, and what benefits. And if you actually drew any benefits on or had public charge even before you came to the U.S. or even when you're filing. Now what they do is they look at if you've been on Medicare, Medicaid, if you actually had benefits such as a cash assistance from food, welfare. They're going to look at all of that. And what that means is, in your past, have you actually had public assistance in any kind of form or fashion? So they want to make sure, basically to make sure is that this person come to the United States that you can actually support and that you can actually help maintain some type of a good lifestyle. Not only that, you're going to have to give them insurance, you're going to have to give them not only proper care and insurance, but there are other things that just going to really make an impact on any new immigrants coming to the United States of America. And this will not only affect it's going to affect most or all the visas. And the reason why it's going to affect it, because guess what, it's going to have to change. Not only your income is going to have to increase, but they're going to require you to actually put up a bond that you may not be happy with. And that's really going to throw a lot of people off. So imagine for a family of two, it's $41,100. For a family of three, it's $53,000 of income you have to prove. Can you still get a co-sponsor? But yes, but that co-sponsor has to fill out another form also. Now, as a new immigration, you've got to fill out a new form. It's an I-944 form. Now, in that form, you're going to have to not ever be on public assistance, ever received any type of Medicare, Medicaid, and they're going to really take a look at if you're actually on Social Security, can you support this person? Are you making $40,000, $50,000 a year? On a family of five, you can go up to $71,000 a year. So that's really going to make a big difference. So say, for instance, somewhere in your past, you've actually were on public assistance for any given time. Or maybe someone is in. So say, for instance, maybe you're married to someone in the United States now that has been or on WIC before or public assistance before. Well, they're going to really take a look at that. And she's changing status to become a permanent resident. Well, guess what? You're going to have to fill out reassessment papers. You're going to fill out a new bond. You got new income requirements and things like that. So what that's going to do is make everybody stay at the particular status they're in. But what if you don't have a choice, right? So this is a very serious thing for a lot of people. People are kind of letting it go by the wayside. But if you really look in depth on this one, it's really going to wake up a lot of people. Oh, I didn't know. Oh, I didn't know. Well, guess what? Your income requirement is going to have to change. Say you just brought your wife to the United States of America last year. Say she's going to change your status from whatever she's at now to permanent resident of the United States, right? Well, guess what? After October the 15th, she's going to have to file out all new papers and reassessment. And the state government right now is actually working on a deportation policy on people that don't go through the assessments. And believe it or not, the USCIS officer can make a decision, and they're going to put a lot of decision making on the officer himself. He can actually make a decision on all this to be good or bad for yourself. So it's really a big thing. So if you change your status, that's what they're going to really do. They're going to look at your assistance, public, food, cash, rent assistance, welfare, if you ever did that. Say you want to visit your family and someone in your family want to come to the United States. You still have to do all this above. You have to have an income of X amount of dollars, all this. So So say they want mama there and brother and sister there, it's all new income requirements. So here's what it is. State Department says that if you're on Medicare Part D, it's okay now. Before it was not okay because they tried this last year to file this same form last year in September of 18, and they had 200,000 comments that said no way Jose, and they went back and looked at it and redid it all over again. And this is the final judgment, and this will probably go in effect. Now lawsuits will probably follow, but this will go in effect. I can see it going in effect. Medicare Part D, it's not a negative factor. Before it was negative. WIC department, it was -4. If you ever drew on WIC, it's okay now. Military are all exempt. People that are on military are exempt from the new filings now. So if you're in the military, you're on fixed income, you can't help that. You help save the country, so you're safe. So say for instance you have a child that's on Medicare, it's safe now. So it's no negative factors because well they do positive factors and negative factors. It's like check mark, check mark. Positive factor, okay. They're not on public assistance in the past. Positive factor, they make $53,000 a year. Positive factor, they can maintain a lifestyle. They are not living in a rent-based home. Positive factor, this. She knows, in other words, they have insurance on the family and child. And positive, negative, and they can say they could just deny your claim. Now, what's going to happen on the present ones that are there and they want to change their status? They're going to have to fill out all new paperwork. And got to do the 944, a new reassessment, income requirements, a new reassessment on not only that, if they actually ever received any kind of public aid at all. It's just going to be really negative factors. Okay, providing insurance, a very positive factor, of course. Now a bond has to be done. They're going to require all new immigrants coming to the United States, 8,100 surety bond to be posted. As long as they're there until they leave, they get the $8,100 back, depending on what kind of visa they get. Now, this is probably going to eliminate a lot of K-1 visas, and I can see it because most of the Americans here in the Philippines, they're on fixed income. So, say for instance, a person has $1 million in the bank, but does not have an income of $20,000, $30,000 a year. He's not going to get his fiancée in the United States. He's going to have the requirements of $41,100 and change, and if there's a family of 3, which a lot of times there are, or 4, they're going to have requirements of $53,000 and on. Okay, so that is really going to be a negative factor. Can you have a sponsor? Yes, but it really will change the game of things because there's other things, criteria that you have to meet in there. And you will get your money back off that surety bond because it's just a bond. It's an escrow account bond. So starting August the 14th, they got 60 days for it to go in effect. So they're giving the public notice, you got 60 days. Complain all you want right now. And so it goes so we can figure this out. So what will happen, I can just see what's going to happen. Wait and see when it really gets out in public. Now Trump and all of them already had a big news conference on it. The new director of the brand new director of the USCIS department is actually on there. And he actually talked about it. Last year, the other director was lenient to a certain extent of the new, but this new director is not as lenient as the other director. And you actually see it and read it in the documents. There's over 900 pages of documents. I read up to 840 pages, and I read every bit of it. It took me a while. I read every line of that. And that's the reason why I'm familiar with some of this, because there's so many factors into this. So if you're working, and this new deportation rule, the State Department do it, and not only that, State Department's making their own new guidelines also. So Homeland Security is starting a new ball on everything. It's good and bad. Okay, now say the poverty level right now, they're saying on the new documents, the USCIS is right now at 21,000. So it's going to go up to 50. It's going up to 41,000. So it's 21,000, 41,000. Plus additional child, plus. So if you have additional child, now that's for 2. So if you have another child, I think it's going to go up another 6,000. So your income requirements will be 46,000. So right now, if I were to take RR now and I file the paperwork now, and me and my wife and RR, it would be 26,000. If once it changes, it's going to go up to 46, 47,000. I think they raised the child. If my memory serves, I think it's 5,600, and it was 5,100 before. So they're working, like I said, on a reassessment. So if you change your status, if you're in the United States, a person that is living there, you change your status, and it's going to really change the aspects of the whole ball of wax that you're in. In other words, your wife could be there 2-3 years or 2 years, and you change your status or whatever, and it's going to reassessment. It's reassessment. That's what's automatic. It's automatic reassessment. Automatic. Anytime you change your status, they're going to reassess you. They're going to take a look and say, okay, reassessment time. And if the guy's having a bad day, you're going to have a bad day. So, like I said, there's going to be many lawsuits against this, and it's going to be ongoing for a period of time because many human rights organizations are actually looking at this now, and there's actually some big legal firms that are actually looking at this, that it's really infringing in some of the rights, because not everybody, they need to critique some of the rules in there, and some of the ones with, especially the ladies with children, if you get divorced from your American husband or your spouse and you're an immigrant there in the United States, it's going to influence a lot of things. Some things that you really have to be aware of, and that's really important here, is if you ever change your status from this day after October the 15th, it's going to really change. It may ruin your world. It may make your world okay. But if you're a person on income like myself, and it's really, I'm talking really to a lot of people in general that's here in the Philippines and thinking about coming to the Philippines. And if you're ever planning on doing it, maybe you should think about filing paperwork, get your K-1 started now. Or maybe you should come here now. And maybe you should do everything you need to do. If not, it's going to end up costing you a lot of money. And once you start filing the paperwork on this particular program, it's the cost factor is going to go up also. It's not like it's going to be the same fees as it was before. So you're going to end up paying a little bit more money to actually file the paperwork that you need. So I've been talking now long for 12 minutes, and I kind of want to cut it off here. But federal September, this was in effect last year, September. They tried to push it through, and they wouldn't get through because too many people stopped it. So now Homeland Security says, okay, this is our final version. You don't have a choice. This is going to effect 2000. This is going to effect no matter what. Will it stop it? I don't know. I don't know if anybody can stop it or not. I think it's going to affect. We don't have a choice in the matter. Requirements will be your income has to double. Your income requirements are doubled. You have to put up a surety bond of $8,100. I don't know. I could not figure out if it's $8,100 per person. I would suggest you talk to your local immigration attorney and tell them that the USCIS new rule coming out in October, have them do some research on it. I have many people telling me that they never heard of the rule, and their immigration attorneys go figure there, right? So I just had a gentleman that is a guy from Australia email me, and he is going to U.S. to live, and he was telling me, what do I required to do? And I told him, he says, well, my visa guy was telling me, my attorney said there's no such rule on the books. So I sent him the rule. I know I had some rule. I sent him about 5 articles, and I actually sent him the ABC, CBS, CBN, all those cable networks that actually have it on TV. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit like.